Shalom Akim, all praise God and be to the Most High Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kodash. Yahweh is the true name for the Almighty, and Yahushai is the true name for the Son of the Almighty, our Lord and Savior, who's going to deliver the elect of the nation of Israel from the coming destruction that is coming upon all the world. Double honors to our apostles of James, Graham, and Stone, and salutations to the Akim pushing this word with sincerity and in our truth, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians, West Indians are the real Israelites, we're the chosen people of the Heavenly Father. Alright. Now, just gonna go right into it. This video is concerning the Serra Pelada gold mine in Brazil. And predominantly, we believe that the Brazilians are the tribe of Asher. Alright. The Hebrew word Asher mean happy. See, that's what we believe, man. Alright, predominantly those people over there in Brazil are Asher, man, the tribe of Asher. And so I'm gonna play this video. It's a 6 minute 42. I'm gonna jump through it. Anybody want to read up on it, they can do it. And I'm gonna show another clip, a 2 minute clip. So let's go. It's about the gold that was mined, the amount of gold that our people dug. The gold mine, it is what, I forgot how deep it is now, but it is very deep. Something like 140. I forgot the measurement, but it is very deep. Let's go. And it was a mountain. It was a mountain first before they reduce it to and bring it down to that, man.
The images you're seeing are of the Serra Pelada in Brazil. It was, at the time, the largest open-air gold mine in the world. Literal tons of gold were extracted after a child initially found a 6-gram gold nugget in a river in 1979. The story that would follow would be one of greed, violence, and suffering. I want to take a look at the work of 3 photographers who documented the event, Alfredo Jarre and Robert Nickelsburg, who were both there in 1985, and Sebastião Salgado, who was there in 1986. I want to start by showing you Jarre and Nickelsburg's work. Both offer breathtaking, establishing shots of the situation by contrasting the magnitude of the project with the tininess of the individual. This is, in my opinion, Jarre's best picture of the Serra Pelada. There's a clear separation between the foreground and the background. In the foreground, you see men carrying bags of dirt in order to sift through them outside the mine. A man, empty-handed, walks down, ready to fill another bag. In the background, you see the activity. You see where the workers in the foreground come from and go to. There's a story there, and it's presented as a fragmented image which perfectly captures the atmosphere of the situation. While Jarre exhibited lighter pictures, Nickelsburg went darker, often emphasizing on the earthiness of the mine. Many of his pictures show sequences of workers, how little breathing space they had to work with. However, my favorite work by Nickelsburg isn't these claustrophobic shots, but this one. It's a portrait of a man with an empty bag wrapped around his wrist, which allows us to assume that he's descending into the mine. Covered in mud, his clothes ripped, veins protruding from his arm as he clutches on a ladder for his life, this man looks up at us in front of the mine. He embodies the mine. He becomes to the viewer the personification of this mine, of this situation. Now, let's look at Sebastião Salgado's work. way. He also witnessed fights, brawls, and conflicts with the authorities. However, despite the terrible conditions, the risks of being murdered of time and still keeps going. It shows more than Serra Pelada, but the vigor of humanity. Salgado went down these ladders, explaining that if one person falls, everyone behind them falls as well. He witnessed people dying that way. He also witnessed fights, brawls, and conflicts with the authorities. However, despite the terrible conditions, the risks of being murdered, of falling down a ladder, of
Now you see what Jake and what all people um go through in these mines digging for gold that none of them possess at this moment. The question is, where is all that gold? Where is all that gold? In this video, the I think the narrator, I believe, was also mentioning that a lot of them who were in the mine volunteered to be there. They weren't taken there by force. But it's all because of the condition of Jake, and he mentioned coercion. It's part of them being there. It's coercion. Their living situation, their conditions. Um, there in the world, coerced or pushed a lot of Jake. A lot of those people to go down into that mine, regardless of the condition or the situation, man. It just show you how lost our people is, you know, because they're digging for look at the condition that they are in, not even know the people they are, not even know their nationality, and how far greater things. We're gonna have slaves who dig this for us. We're gonna have not even we're gonna have slaves without we don't have to do or be in these conditions. That's a promise that was made to us, man. See him? That's how we reach here. It's because of our disobedience. Now, I want to highlight the amount of gold first before we jump to some precepts, and then we'll close out with the precepts.
Serra Pelada mesmo, é a serra mesmo que foi descobrido o ouro, que hoje é o buracão em cima.
Yeah, that's the name of the mountain. As I said, it was a mountain. Right, you see right here? It was a mountain before. Alright, and it dug deep down. And right now, this water that is right here is full of mercury. Because of the mercury was given to them, in the processing of the gold, or the cleaning, or whatever washing of the gold.
Dela. Ela dá uns 150 metros de altura. Hoje ela está com.
Yeah, that's it. 150 meters high the mountain was. And now it's gone down 140 meters deep.
130, 140 de profundidade. Acabou aquela serra de cima, nós tiramos ela no saco. 200 quilos e 300 quilos.
Every weekend I sell 200 to 40 kilos of gold, which is what? US 9 million.
E vendia 400 quilos.
47 quilos de pipeta.
47 kilos of gold that day, and the bamboo began 1 million. See, 1.4 mil US.
245 quilos.
The owner of one of the richest lots sold buckets of gold, 245 kilos in one day, 7.3 mil.
De ouro. É por aqui passaram 48 toneladas de ouro.
500 toneladas.
See? So there was so much money being made. There was so much gold being dug up. And what our people did, they didn't keep those gold. They don't know what to do with it, man. You see? I may not say them know what to do with it. Them not keep it. A lot of them couldn't even keep it. The authorities were there, monitoring everything, man. Make sure that, they don't steal anything. Which, you must have that with so much people. But Where is all that gold now? The so-called white man hoard up all of it. That's why I say people like, look what you see here.
Toneladas de ouro a céu aberto.
Anywhere, anything like that, and those kind of riches and special commodities are, who's gonna show up there, man? The so-called white man. See? The so-called white man gonna present himself right. I think it's over there, Habakkuk, right? Habakkuk 2. Let me get that first. That wasn't even part of the. I didn't have this precept in mind around it, but yeah, this is Habakkuk 2 verse 4. Behold, his soul which is lifted up, is not upright in him, but the just shall live by faith. Now that a lot of people and a lot of old people fail to understand or fail to know that the devil, which is a so-called white man, that's what he is, a devil. All right, his soul is not a righteous soul, right? Yeah, also because he transgressed by wine, through his philosophy, through his peace, he is a proud man, neither keep it at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gather unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. See? Shall not these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, say, Oh, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his, how long, and to him which ladeth himself with the clay. See? But that's how the so-called white man is. See? He love to take what is not his. See? So anywhere you have, precious commodities like, like gold, oil, you might go want it, man. See? Because what? He is the power on earth. All right, the earth was given into the hand of the wicked. Him have the authority now, over our people. Why? Because of our disobedience, man. Why the so-called white man has got lifted up over us. Now, this is James 5:1. The point. See, all of it is good. You know what I'm gonna read. Go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you. Now, all of these riches that the so-called white man have are the wicked, which is the so-called white man, Esau by nationality. All of these riches that they have gathered up, they're gonna be misery either way, because what Scripture tells our riches, it does not profit in the day of doom or in the day of destruction. See, your riches are corrupt, because of dishonest gain, and your garments are moth eaten. Your gold and your silver is conquered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you, because you got them unjustly, and shall eat your flesh as it were fire. Ye have heaped treasures, ye have heaped treasure together for the last days, because though he took them and poured up all of the golds, from different nations, yet it is for the last day for the people of the Most High. Yeah. At the end of the day, who's gonna have possession, over all of those, precious commodities, over all of those golds, those silver, those precious things that were stolen. They're stolen goods, especially when they sacked Jerusalem in 70 AD. They built an ark, which is to commemorate the victory that Titus had over Jerusalem, and they showed on it where Titus was marching out of Jerusalem with the golds, the menorahs and all of that, man. The riches, a lot of them, they showed it and it depicting what happened, how they came out of Jerusalem. All right. Behold, the ire of the laborer who have reaped down your fields. See? These are the laborers that are reaping down your fields. See? But the laborers, because right now, what condition does Brazil? Brazil is still in one of the poorest, among the poorest country, among some poor countries, man. There's so many, they call them favelas. The majority of Brazil, they are favelas, man. See, just like how the majority of Jamaica is ghettos. Alright? See, behold, the ire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is of you kept by fraud, cried. So all of those riches that you have soaked up, they sold it to you, yes. But yet, just done what? Zane, by fraud. You kept it back by fraud. You did not cheat those people, right, man? Zane. And the cries of them which have reaped are entered into the ears of the Lord of the Sabaoth, the Lord of the armies. I mean, right? So the Heavenly Father have heard, their cry, because they are Israelites, man. Seeing Lord of the armies of Israel. See? So you have lived in pleasure on earth. See? That's what they have, it's unimaginable some of the things, and how Esau living. A lot of things are how people see how Esau living, it will blow their mind. Man, this man is living in pleasure on the earth because of the riches that he have gotten. It's in unjust riches. The scripture says because of unjust dealings and riches kept by the seed. See? That's how the so-called white man have gotten his, man. Ye have lived in pleasure on earth and been wanton. Ye have nourished your hearts as in the day of slaughter. Ye have condemned and killed the just. He doth not resist you. That's why it was so easy to get people there to mine these gold, just to put them in your hands, just for you to possess all the golds. See, none of them no resist you. None of them no resist the are from selling it to you, or none of them kept it back. But what you took advantage of them, Brazil is still not in a good condition, a good state. Why? Because the curse of Deuteronomy 28 chapter. In Deuteronomy 28 and 47 says what? Because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness and with gladness of heart, for the abundance of all things. See? So because our people did not serve the Most High, see? Therefore shall thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things. Right? And that's why even in the video, let me see if I can get it.
Having parts of the mine collapse on you, these workers were there because they wanted to be there. Swept along by the winds that carry the hint of fortune, men come to the gold mine of Serra Pelada. No one is taken there by force, yet once they arrive, all become slaves of the dream of gold and the need to stay alive. Once inside, it becomes impossible to leave. It's easy to assume that these men were akin to slaves, but as Salgado would point out, there were intellectuals, college graduates, farmers. They were all there of their own volition. By saying that these men are slaves of the dream of gold and the need to stay alive, Salgado is unveiling a different kind of coercion. Not an explicit coercion that requires guns or chains, but an implicit coercion, the kind of coercion that drastically limits your options.
And that is exactly what Esau have done to Jake on a wall. That why you think the projects is called the projects? It was an experiment done on our people to see how they would survive in cramped condition. See? And then whatever opportunity that is presented, they will grasp at it because them see a way out, which is an illusion. It's not even a way out. See? So it is coercion and a deceptive way of leading people into a trapment.
Salgado is showing men ready to work in this mine, ready to work in terrible conditions, willing to put their lives at risk. And what for? For freedom, for freedom from want.
You see, that's what the scripture said. That these, because they refuse, we refuse to serve the Lord, we shall be in what? And in want of all things. Alright, let's look at that word in want. Alright, that phrase right there. And in want, man. See? He said want, lack of, poverty. See? Lacking financial stability. Lacking, that's why the scripture said this. I'm gonna get that after. Job 20 verse 15, he hath swallowed down riches, talking about the wicked so-called white man. That's who it is talking about. They are the one that have swallowed down the riches, man. Alright, and he shall vomit them up again. God shall cast them out of his belly. See? And for who? For the right? Shall vomit them up again. Right? For who? For the elect, man. For the elect of the nation of Israel. Because all of these riches are going to be returned, are going to be possessed by the people of the Most High. See? So when you want a fall thing, we're going to be in poverty, man. We're going to want a fall things, as the scripture said. See? I got one. No, I got 1 and 5 said, no, therefore, thus saith the Lord of hosts, consider your ways, your people. Ye have sown much, but bring in little. Ye eat, but ye have not enough. Alright, and these kind of conditions will lead Jake to grasp at opportunities, will make it seem like them are make more money, or them can make a better living. See, ye drink, but ye are not filled with drink. He clothe you, but there is none warm. And he that earneth wages to put into a bag with holes. Alright, and there's that's the condition of our people right now. And that's why when opportunity back then, when these things are happening, as you can hear, that most of them was actually that are there, went there on their own behalf. Nobody forced them to. Right? For what? Because they want financial stability or freedom. Right?
Salgado made a point of saying that these men weren't necessarily poor, they just wanted to escape the need to work jobs they hated. And this is the element of implicit coercion underlying.
They were poor, they are poor. See? But anyway, man, what business was I trying to do for the elect? The point or the moral of this lesson is that, all of these goals that were mined, and this is at the time, this is the biggest gold mine in the world, and all of those gold men, they went where? Right into the hand of the so-called white man. All right, but it is for us to possess again. We're gonna take them. All right, we're gonna take all of the riches of the heathens. All right, so what we have now, we're gonna reap what we have now in the sufferation, and all of these are the people that the Most High went through. Yeah, they're gonna be restored, and along with the riches and everything, man. So with that, man, what this says was really trying to do for the elect. Shalom Akim.